Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Welcome to a very, very special Paint with Pete. Tonight is the Halloween special. So all we're going to do is a bit of doodling. We're going to think about icons of Halloween and we're going to draw them. So if you do want to draw with me, now's the time to grab a paper, some paper and a pen. If it's just a black pen and some white paper, absolutely amazing. If you've got some black paper and a white pen, 10 more points. We are coming live from my new studio, so welcome to the new Paint with Pete studio. And again, we're just going to have a little hour of creating some Halloween images. I can go through some basic kind of spider webs. We'll do some witches' hats. We'll do a pumpkin. We'll do loads of different stuff. And yeah, so we're going to start off. 2 seconds. Thank you. So I hope you've been having a good time over the past couple of weeks. I know it's a little bit of a hard time at the moment. And again, that doesn't stop us from being creative. So it's all about using that energy, using that kind of positivity and putting it into some artwork, whether or not it's to distract yourself a little bit from what's going on outside or just to get creative on a nice little Halloween Eve. So obviously Halloween's tomorrow. This video will be going up on my YouTube channel tomorrow for official Halloween. I'll also put Obsolete's makeup tutorial on there on how to create a really, really simple skull face. So I think that's a really good way to start. So we're going to start with skulls. All I'm going to do is draw a couple of different things on each page. We might colour them in as well. I've got the my colour set tonight is a very Halloweeny colour set. So obviously we've got black and orange. We've got some purple, some red, some weird greens, a couple of different colours. I realise not everybody's going to have those colours. That doesn't matter at this point. I will be drawing black outlines to start. So if you only have a black pen and some paper, like this, you can still draw with me and we can colour it in later. Or you can just use your imagination and think about what colour it would be. But again, if you want to make a Halloween card for your parents or guardians, or if you want to send a Halloween card to an NHS member or the next door neighbour or something, please do that. It's all about that community element as well, and passing that art on a little bit and keeping that positive thing going, all right? So I'm going to start with my pencil. You might not be able to see it on the paper, so if you can't, I might just go for black. Let's just screw it. I'm going to use a big fat marker, nice and simple. I'm going to draw my skull. I'll probably do 4 different types of skull, just so you can see my versions of what I think a skull is or what it looks like. I'll do my signature skull. I'll do an obsolete format skull, and then we'll do a couple of different ones as well. So let's get started. So nice and easy. Don't be scared of the white page. It's all about just breaking that page. So if we just put an X on there, we've already affected that page. This is a really easy way of getting that confidence to just draw anything, all right? So I'll do my skull first. My skull looks like this. I hope you can all see that. Can we zoom? Nice and easy. Okay, I'm going to do my second signature skull. So again, you might have seen these on my canvases or some of the work online. Again, this is all it's pretty much one single line drawing where I don't take the pen off the page at all. All right, I'll try to do that. Sometimes it goes awry, but we'll try and do one single line skull. Very simple. So I always start with the eyes. Nice and circular eyes. There we go. And a nose. And then into the other eye. He normally comes around. There we are. Maybe some eyebrows, just for a bit of personality, bit of character. He's looking that way a little bit. So his ear is going to be a little bit smaller, and we'll make him a little punk. All right, there we go. Nice and simple. Okay, a bit more of a human or a kind of a more recognisable Halloweeny skull. You can do that by touching your own face, so you can feel the actual contours of what your skeleton is. So you can feel your, I'll turn this around. So you can feel your eye socket on your cheekbones, on your brow here, and you can also feel your teeth and your jaw. So the jaw and the top bit are separate. I don't know the technical, the mandible, I think. So the way we would draw that, I would personally draw the eyes first. Okay, and then your nose, this is all cartilage, so the bone underneath it has got a hole in it, so a kind of weird kind of triangle. And then we're going to draw the cheekbones in after the head. And then obviously the top set of teeth. And the bottom jaw and the bottom set of teeth. Very simple. Nothing too crazy tonight. We're just getting those creative juices flowing in a Halloweeny style-y, alright? Bit more of a kind of pirate skull. Again, tiny little lines will give it a little bit more form. And a couple of dots on the top, just so where your head bones are. Okay? There we are. And then we're going to do a happy skull. Alright, so we're going to do a kind of a cheeky skull, because these are all a little bit dark. We're going to go happy. The way I would probably approach a happy skull would be to smile. Look at yourself in the mirror. See how your mouth changes and how your eyes change. So again, if you're smiling, he's still going to have the two separations. So he's going to have the top part of the head and the jaw, but he's smiling. So let's try that. So we're going to go, it might be a little bit smaller. So we've got his head. I would always draw the mouth at this point, just so we know that he's smiling. So again, he's kind of little squares, but he's smiling. I'm going to put shades on him as well, so we can customize him a little bit. So you can add anything you like to your skulls. Sunglasses. There we go. And then maybe just 2 lines for his nose. Nice and easy. But again, we have to cut that top bit off. And then we just draw the jaw in. Again, much like the other one. I think all my drawings end up being a little bit evil. So apologies. I'm channeling a bit of Halloween tonight. So if there is a little bit of darkness in the drawings, a little bit something else, absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. But you can do whatever you want to your skulls. I'm going to just put a top hat on him. Little Heisenberg skull, why not? And you can have a tie as well. There we are, little cool boy skull. Nice and easy. Okie dokie, so we've done the signature kind of obsolete skull. We've done the canvas version, the obsolete formats skull, so a bit more kind of liney. We've done a bit more of a human type skull, not very accurate, that doesn't matter. Just colour his eyes in, just so we know he's a skeleton. Skelly Bob, there we go. If you want to give these guys names, or you want to come up with nicknames for your artwork, please do. I have a few nicknames for my horror characters, you'll see that in a second. But let's just flip that. I basically want to go through the structure of how to draw a face. All right, these are very, very easy once you know how. I realise that everybody sees faces every day, so you can use that knowledge and that experience of seeing people's faces and the ratios and all that sort of stuff. This is a very, very basic way of drawing a face, but you'll see that come in the Halloween characters. The characters that I will be drawing tonight are going to be Frankenstein's monster. We're going to do Dracula. We're going to do a zombie, and we'll either do a werewolf or a mummy. Both of those are fairly difficult, okay, because it's an animal or he's covered in bandages. So it can be quite difficult. We'll see how we get on with the top 3. So the top 3 Halloween characters in my world are Dracula, or vampires, zombies, my favourite, and I've forgotten the other one. What was the other one? On my days. Vampire, zombie, and we'll do a ghost. In fact, scratch that, we'll do a ghost. I haven't drawn a ghost in absolutely ages. Again, I'm kind of half freestyling. If you've seen a Halloween character, if you want to draw the Wolfman, if you want to draw a mummy, or again, like different versions of zombies, You can watch a film, or you can just Google an image, and the best way of learning is copying. All right, so you can see something and just draw it. Doesn't matter how good it is, but it's just about getting that creative out, especially on Halloween, because it's a nice time when we can dress up, play with a few different things, get the lighting sorted and all that sort of stuff, right? So, one more time: Dracula, vampires, zombies, and ghosts. All right, so vampires, zombies, and ghosts, they're our top 3. If we have time, if I can actually draw a wolfman, I will. But again, it's all about trying. So I'm very happy trying to draw a wolfman, even if it doesn't look good. It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I'm doing it. Okay, so the face structure, first and foremost. We are going to be doing cartoons, but again, I think this is a vital knowledge for any kind of artist, beginner, novice, beginner, expert, anything like that. This structure is very, very strong and very, very good if you want to draw humans. Okay, so nice and easy. First things first, draw an egg, draw a massive egg. So not a complete circle. Obviously we've got a chin and a forehead. They are slightly different shapes. I've done that upside down, so I'm just going to flip that. Draw another egg. It should be slightly fatter at the top, just a little bit. There we go, that's better. So again, you can see the point of the chin here, and you can see the width of the forehead there, all right? So, upside down egg is the first game. So, nice and big at the top, nice and narrower at the bottom. Next one is halfway line. So we just put a halfway line in. Doesn't have to be accurate, you don't have to measure, literally just guess halfway. And then we go halfway again. I'll show you what these turn into in a minute. And then we go halfway one more time. Okay. And we go vertical halfway now, so straight down. Again, if you've been watching the Paint with Pete's, I've done this probably once a week with the previous Paint with Pete's. Please check out Obsolete Art Manchester. They will be on YouTube as well as, so that's Obsolete Formats on YouTube. So you might have seen this before. Nothing wrong with practice. Practice makes perfect every single time. The next bit is divide your eye line. So this is the eye line. This is a nose line. This is a mouth line. And this is just a half line. Okay, so divide the face in half. So with the eyes, your eyes are 1/5 of your head. So you need to divide your head into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, right? Once you've got those marks in, we can start making it look a little bit more real, a little bit more like a human. So nice and big circles for the eyes. So again, like we were drawing on the skeleton, these are your eye sockets. So the areas in which your eyes sit, again, feel them yourself, they're right there. We've all got them and we shouldn't be afraid to use them. The next thing is a nose, nice and simple, triangle. That's just the area of the nose. Again, if you look, your nose is a triangle. Many different variations and sizes of triangle. Again, this is the basic structure. Okay, for the mouth, very simple, it's a diamond. Basically, 2 lines going like this, and 2 lines going like that. So we're here and here, and here and here. Start sort of looking like a face a little bit. We can add our ears. So your ears go from your eye line to your nose line, right here, as you can see. Oh, that's a big ear, something wrong. After that, it's just adding details. Okay, so think about your eyes, think about the nose and the mouth. I'm just going to draw this very quickly. But let's choose a pen that works, why not? So your eyes are ovals or almond shape. Put your circles in for your pupils and your iris. Okay, so for the nose, very difficult noses for the record. You won't get it first time. If this is your first time you're drawing a face, you're not going to get it first time. I still don't get it. I can guesstimate what a nose looks like. I think noses look like this. 2 dots for the holes, these guys. And then you just come around for the nostrils. And then you just go up and then 1 line down like that. For the very simple nose, very simple nose. For the mouth, again, use a mirror. Look at your own mouth. 99% of people will have their eye line will be their mouth line as well. Again, the beautiful variety of human beings. That's not always the case. However, for this structure, that's exactly what it is. So, what we're going to do is come down from the eye. So halfway from the eye, in the eyes. Like that. There we go. And that should be our mouth. So our mouth is actually a little bit too small at the moment. I can edit that because the blue line is just pencil. It doesn't matter. Very simple mouth. There we are. Again, these little lines like your jawline and your eyebrow line and your mouth line will give it a bit more humanity. So all I'm going to do is put some eyebrows in and the cheekbones and the nose line or the mouth line. After that, again, little bits of customization. All I'm going to do is copy that blue line on the top because I think that's pretty much there. Same with the bottom line. So, nice and smooth. There we go. All the way down for the jaw. Simple egg. Looks more like an egg now. Some ears. And then, so again, it's just going to be the little details of the creases in your mouth. Again, use a mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Use a photo. Very, very simple way of doing it. Again, if you want hair, I'm going to just make him have a really short haircut. Very simple way of showing hair is just by dotting. So if you've ever shaved your head, it will look like a load of dots. That's all we're doing. As free as you want on this one. There we go. Very simple. I bought a shaved head guy. Let's put some necklines in. And what else we got? Let's give him a little piercing or something. Something a bit different. There we go. Very simple face. Again, I've just used two colours. The blue line is my background. So a pencil line, just in case anyone's feeling a little bit awkward and you don't want to go full in with the pens. Absolutely fine. Let's call him Dave, because I met a parrot called Dave today. There we are. There's Mr. Dave. Okay, how to turn that into a zombie. We'll do zombie first, all right? So again, I'm going to get my structure lines out. The top line, the black line, will be a little bit more fun. It's not going to be as definite as the face we've just drawn, but I need my structure there. So I'm going to draw my structure in blue. If you can see the blue, I'm just going to, in fact, I'm doing it in red because that's my colour system. Who am I? Okay, where's this guy? So I'm going to use a nice red. My colours are red, white and black, so this will hopefully look a little bit more like an obsolete drawing. So again, nice big egg. More eggy. Half, half, half. Straight down. I'm just going to edit this egg a little bit because he's not fat enough. There we go. Okay, eyes, nose, zombie mouth. There's our basic structure. Okay. Obviously, we've then got to think like a zombie. All right. So we've got to think that we're dead or undead. So you're going to be a little bit decomposing. You might have bits missing. If you've ever seen a zombie film, most of the time they like to bite. So we're going to do a crazy mouth. We're going to do one open eye, one closed eye. We're going to do a bit of his ear bitten off. We might even do a crack in his head where his brain's falling out or something. Please think as please use your imagination as much as you can for this one, because again, zombies are fictional as far as we know, as much as I'd like to think otherwise, but that means that we can do whatever we want. So we can just draw and freestyle around the idea of a zombie. So again, I'm going to do one eye open, one eye closed. So this guy's going to be like manic open. Really wide, and then the other one's going to be closed. So he's going to be a bit kind of like this. He's going to have a normal nose with a bit taken out of it, with like a crack in it. All right. Let's just colour his eye and make sure he's not human. Looks a bit weird. That's what we want. So zombies, I'm going to do the zombie mouth. I always seem to make faces of myself to then see what the shape's like. So I'm going to go, "Rrr," and I know that my bottom lip goes all the way over to the left. Looks a bit weird. Again, that's what we want. Simple as that. Okay, so it's kind of, and then I always make noises as well. That's the other thing. I'm making loads of zombie noises to kind of channel that feeling of what a zombie is. So he's not living, he's undead. It's completely brainless. All it wants is to feed on blood and infect everyone else. So we're going to do some broken teeth. He's going to have an Evander Holyfield here. And he's going to have a crack in his head where his brain's popping out, alright? This might sound really dark, we're only having fun. This is just my imagination. Again, we can put colour into it later. So his brain, again, I'm just going to do some like brains. Coming out of the top of his head. And again, just by wiggling the pen a little bit, it kind of goes to a different line. It makes it feel a little bit awkward. This is very rough, but that's absolutely fine. And where we got bitten, so we could do some teeth marks. Dead simple. Just a little zombie guy. There we go. Everyone's got earrings. Okie dokie. I'm going to draw a vampire now. So if you want, just get a pen. I'm going to start with a pencil just to sketch. This will be a lot more fun than the zombie. I wanted to kind of show the in-between layer of like the facial structure and then how to customize it. I'm going to freestyle this. I'm not going to use the structure, right? Sometimes it's better just to kind of test yourself a little bit. So I'm just going to draw it. You're good? So I'm going to draw a vampire, or what I think a vampire would look like. If he was a kind of student, if he was a bit of a hipster, he's going to be a bit slick. You might have seen this on some of the promo for tonight's session. So if you are online, if you want to have a look at the drawings that are on there, please do. Again, vampires are very svelte, very long and thin, because all they need is blood. So again, I'm just going to draw a face. He's going to have a centre parting. And obviously the classic vampire will have a kind of pointy colour. So we're keeping a bit of the traditional vampire element right here. You probably can't see this at the moment. I do apologise. I will be inking it in a minute. And obviously he's going to have fangs. And I always think they're a bit kind of spy-like, you know, closed eyes, a little bit kind of reserved because they're scared of sunlight. Okie dokie. So I'm going to ink this in, and you'll see this come off the page a little bit. So I know you can't see the pencil lines at the moment. Before I do that, let's give people some shout outs. Hello, Ali from Arts and Craft. Thanks for watching. Thank you for getting involved in the Halloween paint repeat. So we're going to just ink this in. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to move it slightly nearer just so you can see what I'm doing. So I don't know if you can see those pencil lines, but he's kind of a cartoon face, right? I'll draw that, fill that in now. Again, black and white, because I think it's, well, vampire colours as well. So maybe just a flash of red, maybe on the teeth or something. Okay, so I'm just going to put the basic structure lines in. So here's his face. And we're going to give him some, like, almost evil ears. And he's got a nice long nose. Then obviously he's got his fangs as well, so we can't leave them out. Very simple. And I'm going to give him a Leonardo DiCaprio 90s centre parting. Alright. You can give him any colour, any haircut you want. I want to see an afro vampire, if anyone's freestyling. Maybe a bit of cowboy hair hanging down. There we are. And then we have a very, very simple vampire, but a vampire nonetheless. We can give him some little details. Let's give him some thin eyebrows. I'm not going to give him too much structure on the face because I want him to be that kind of pale and interesting, kind of almost washed out look. But obviously he was bitten, so we need to do 2 dots in his neck. And maybe some blood on his fangs because he's hungry. A very simple Dracula. Maybe a bit more hair. Maybe just a little bit more hair. There we go. There's Mr. Vamp. I'm going to call him Vamp. There we are. Nice and simple. Nothing too serious, all right? Very, very simple. Again, all I've done, created a longer face. I've divided it in my head. So just some practice. I've moved the eyes up a little bit and the mouth down a little bit just to give him that extra long face. Very simple. Next one, it was Frankenstein. I forgot earlier, my boy Frank. Okay, so Frankenstein is basically, he's sort of zombie, but he's undead, technically. But he's made up of different parts. So again, part of his neck has got bolts in it to keep his neck and his shoulders together. You will probably see stitching where Dr. Frankenstein has stitched him together. So we can add those details to a fairly human face, but again, we can make him a bit bigger, a bit bulkier, all right, because he's a mix of loads of different people. So for Mr. Frank, I'm going to pencil him in just really quickly. So I'm going to draw Frank as a very boxy head, all right, so I'm just going to draw a box. And he's going to have a little throw, big wide neck with the bolts in it, all right. So again, half, 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 and halfway just for the structure. You probably can't see that. Let's ink that in now. I'm going to add a bit of green to this guy. You'll see that in a sec. I draw faces a lot. I like drawing skulls and faces and people and celebrities and stuff. You might see some of those come out for Christmas. So this is very natural for me. So I know if this looks like I'm making it look easy, it's only from practice. I was terrible and I just chose something I like doing and practiced it. That's all it is. So again, eyes. We're going to do 2 different types of eyes. So we'll do like a kind of semi open eye, and we'll do like another big mad eye. So it gives them a bit of awkwardness. The nose again, let's just do a nice strong nose. and like a kind of mouth. All right, so we're going back into that zombie noise making. So again, just kind of can be as simple as that, nice and awkward, so it gives him a bit of an awkward feel. Just colour his eyes in. Bit odd. Let's put some stitching in where his head's been stitched together. There we are. Big neck, and we'll do some bolts in it. There we go. Ears, two different ears, so one little, one big. I'm going to do a little one here, like my ears, and then one nice and big, so it looks a bit weird. And I'm going to give him like a high top fade, actually. So again, I'm just going to kind of freestyle some hair. Nothing too serious. Let's give this guy a little bit of hair. And then again, it's going to be little bits of detail. So again, eyebrows, like confused eyebrows. And then, again, a little bit of jawline, a little bit of mouth line. We're going to give him a little bum chin. There we go. That ear looks weird. Ear looks weird. Couldn't even talk then. Okay, there's Mr. Frank. I'm going to draw another drawing and we'll get back to colouring him in, alright? So just so he can dry, I use Poscas, so these take a little minute to dry. So we'll come back to him in a second. Again, give him some tide lines. Again, these don't have to be that, you know, award-winning drawings. I realise I'm just kind of drawing what I feel and talking my way through it. So I'm thinking about the horror character, thinking about his, what colour he is, the context he's in, so he's in a laboratory. So let's do some, we'll do some laboratory stuff here. I'm not a scientist, I don't know what that There you go, just go in your head, fine. Okay, there's Mr. Frank, we'll get back to him in a sec. Just let him dry. We're going to do a witch as well now, because I like this witch's hat, in fact. Let's just get this. Oh, everything's falling off, that's fine. Let's get this going on. While I'm drawing a witch, become the witch, right? Don't laugh. Or try not to. So the first things first, nice big wide brim hat. So we've got a bit of a face structure. So just to make sure, pencil time, I want to draw a face. Kind of the similar shaped face as Vamp. Also, films like Nightmare Before Christmas are really, really good examples of like the amount of different faces you can get. The imagination of Tim Burton is dark but vast. So if you know those films, if you don't know those films, have a look at some of the drawings and some of the ideas that Tim Burton comes up with, and it will kind of give you a whole new palette for that kind of horror, Halloweeny, spooky kind of vibe. All right, very easy. We'll do a pumpkin in a minute as well because I love pumpkins. Okay, so there's the face. I'll draw this one now. So I'm going for like another pointy chin. But just to make sure I've got the brim right, this is the brim. Literally just going, drawing a massive oval. And then because her hat is bent like mine, should be. That's about right. There we go. And obviously we'll put a big buckle on hers. She's going to have weird thin hair. So the hair will be a little bit weird like this. Just lines, just wavy lines, very simple. And let's get that brim in. Oh yeah, ghost as well. Nice big buckle. Okay, eyes. little bit elusive, a little bit scary. And she's going to have like a kind of bit of a crooked nose, bit extra long. And again, thin purple lips for casting spells with. Right, very strange looking witch. That's what we want. Very strange looking witch. That's okay. And she's going to have a broom. I can't, yeah, let's just draw a broom there. There we go. I'm not a broom designer. No, absolutely sound. There we go. That's my witch noise. There we go. Cool. We'll colour her in a minute, add some more detail. Just go there. Very strange looking witch. Doesn't matter, let's move on. Okay, pumpkins. Nice and easy. Really easy way of drawing pumpkins. Okay, so for pumpkins, I've just sketched it up just then. Is a big middle section and then smaller sections because obviously they're round and you've got foreshortening. So the idea that you're drawing something that actually disappears into the distance a little bit. So middle section. Kind of like an egg again, that face practice. Kind of pumpkin, there we are. But I can use the faces on my balloon pumpkins. So we're going to put like a nice evil grin on him. All right, nice and evil. So again, you can draw the grin first if you want. Mega evil. And then let's borrow some eyes. Oh, there you go. These are good eyes. So all I'm going to do is draw these eyes. I'm just seeing something that I like. I like the shape of the mouth and the eyes, so I'm going to still the eyes a little bit. So let's have a look. You can go under there. Again, just filling these little bits of teeth in. Evil pumpkin. Let's make him a little less evil. He's kind of happier now. There you go. If you want him smiling, just put your cheek lines in, like he can't contain his excitement. Much like me on Halloween. So there we are, Mr. Pumpkin. We're going to flip back to Mr. Vamp. So we've got Pumpkin, Witch, Frank, and Mr. Vamp. Vamp's got a little bit of colour in, but we need a little bit more colour. So I'm going to use a purple. I'm just going to, I might colour his eyes in purple actually, why not? And I'm going to do his shirt purple as well. It's a kind of chromy, light purple, kind of lilac. Let's get some actual purple in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to give him some purple hair as well, just maybe one or two of the streaks. So a bit of something else in there. Again, black hair. Normally, I think vampires will have black hair. Not all of them. And let's do vamp. There we go. Mr. Green. So, Frankenstein's monster, bright green. Just going to colour that in really quick. Please take your time over colouring. I realise I'm being very laissez-faire with my colouring. That's fine, because I know I can go back over it with the black. Now this is dry, I can just paint over it. I can go back into my drawing. Very simple. And just by giving it a little bit of colour, it kind of brings it out a bit more. I think we're about halfway through the show. So I hope you're drawing with me. Again, we've only done half an hour and we've drawn an egg. Well, we've drawn a face and some skulls, and we've just drawn 4 Halloween characters. That's 30 minutes. If you are keeping up with me, 10 million points. So that's really, really good. I just remembered that I'm wearing a witch's hat while I'm saying that. That's fine. I'm getting into the spirit of it. And it's one of those things that kind of helps you get into the mood or the mode of drawing what you're drawing. So if we were drawing if we're drawing beaches, well, I probably wouldn't wear shorts, not right now in Manchester. But it's that kind of idea that you can help yourself feel like what you're drawing, and you can actually make that link a little bit stronger by putting a witch's hat on or putting a bit of face paint on. So just 2 minutes of colouring, 2 seconds. Go. Very rough drawing, absolutely fine. And his neck. There we are, Mr. Green. Being a bit pernickety there. Okay, and then just because I want a little bit of depth, I'm going to go over it with a bit of a dark green as well. Again, just a dark green. Just for a little bit of shading. So all I'm doing is putting some darker areas in, just to give the lighter areas a bit more punch. You might not be able to see the difference just yet. Absolutely fine. Go. Again, just on his jaw. I'm going to go back over him with some black line in a minute. He just needs to dry. Let's do our witch. So again, in my head, black hats. We'll do a purple leather strap on a hat. We all know that with Paint with Pete, you get points for going over the lines, all right? So please don't be too cautious or too precious about your drawings. If you do go over the line, just know that you can go back into it or just start a new page. Absolutely fine. Just don't throw anything away. It's really good to see that kind of the journey of what you've done. Any drawings that you want to work on, you can then see the original. I love looking back through stuff I even just set in the studio up. I've been going through loads of old work and realising that there are certain things that I really need to practice, and there's also stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't done it and been terrible at it. So it's very important that you kind of let those inhibitions go a little bit and just draw, literally just draw. Okay, let's fill. So black hat, excuse the squeaks. There we go. And my pen's running out. All good? Don't know about it. There we are, don't matter. Okay, I might edit the face a little bit. I might just change the shape of that a touch. It'll be a bright pink witch. Super bright pink witch, there we go. That's all right. Again, nice and rough, doesn't matter. She's going to have weird pink lips as well. So let's do that. Again, we are going to go back into these drawings just to finish last couple of bits up. She's got a buckle. Very strange witch, absolutely fine. Just let her dry off a little bit. And then we have Mr. Pumpkin. I've only got little pumpkin colours. I've only got a small. Oh no, here he is. We'll just use this guy. Okay. A lot of little colour, there we go. Very rough colouring, I do apologise. That's alright. Be a bit more precious if you want to stop or pause the video if you're watching it back. Please do, and just colour in. You can get very neat and all that sort of stuff. 10 minutes left as well, guys. There we are, Mr. Evil Pumpkin. Let's give him a little something. There we go. Okay, so then we go back into Vamp. Oh, Vamp's already done, he's nice and dry actually. Let's just finish up a couple of lines here. That's the Vamp done. Okay, we're just going to go round his eyes really quick. Just literally trace those lines that we drew earlier, just to give them a bit of something, a bit more strength. There we go, Big Frank. Call your drawings whatever you want, obviously. They're yours. Lady Witch. Super strange witch. Witches are strange. Simple as that. You can be as weird as you want. There we go. Just a little doodle, nothing with that. And Mr. Pumpkin, there we are. Right, so dead quick, I just want to do some very simple, I mean you can just draw these and then you can cut them out and put them around your home. So very, very simple Halloween decorations. I'm probably going to do exactly this for tomorrow night. But spider webs, they can be quite difficult if you can't visualize how to draw it. Super, super simple. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter how many lines. The next thing is the shape of the spider web. So again, these are the kind of cartoon spider webs. These aren't National Geographic or David Attenborough certified spider webs. But all you really need to do is link each of the lines up. With a little curved line, and then just move them out. If you do want to have a look at a spider web, please do. Certainly this time of year you can see quite a few of them around. They do kind of follow this structure. And again, even with the middle bit, these can come in. Look at a big spider in the middle. Eight legs, isn't it? Terrible spider. But a spider nonetheless. There we go. And again, just continue these round. As many as you like. If you want to put the odd crossbar in, just to give it a bit of something else. Very simple. You can continue this forever and ever, amen. So there we are. That is the Paint with Pete session. So all we did tonight, again, just had a creative hour in the very new studio. And we did our skulls. You can colour those in if you want. You can just add colour to each one if you wanted. Bit of a kind of, yeah, Heisenberg skull thing. We did our egg. That's an upside down egg. I did that wrong, so I wanted that to be this way around. So we drew Dave. Dave is our basic face. We did a kind of a zombie using the structure. Again, I know this is very rough, but I know that if I imagine the red lines on there, there's something to it. And obviously we can add to that or trace it. Go back into your drawing. Don't be scared to kind of edit at will. We did our vamp. We did Mr. Frank. We did a witch, very pink-faced witch, embarrassed about something. And Mr. Pumpkin, right? And we also did a very cheeky, very, very 2 seconds spiderweb. If you have any UV light, I can show you what some of the pens do, okay? So, if I can move this, 2 minutes, come on. So this is our UV bulb, or black light bulb. Some of the pens will glow under UV, okay? Much like these. All I'm doing is moving that light a little bit nearer, and you can see how different that colour is, right? So on the vamp, I don't think we used any at all, even though I'm sure I did. However, on Frank, he will glow if you use the green. There we are. That's probably a better like that. Obviously there's pink without. It's not an eye test, but without. And then with that black light, there's a whole different kind of element to the drawing. and that obviously we just use normal Sharpie, so that hasn't got any glow in it. Again, Frank's, I love the green. I think you might be able to see his eyes glowing a little bit here actually. But it's Big Frank that I like most, and the pink, they look amazing. And there we are. Again, shouts to Overdrawn. Let's get the lights back on. But yeah, shouts to Overdrawn. That was my art night. It still is. Please follow us. I've stolen the black light. We did a whole UV night where we used black paper instead. We just drew on black paper using the black light. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Please have a good Halloween as well. Do loads of treating. Let's not do any tricking because we've had a whole year of tricks so far. I will also like to announce the drop of the Paint with Pete stickers. Let me just come nearer. If anybody buys any of the obsolete products or gives us a shout out or anything, if you want to send me your address, I will send you a couple of these out if you want to rep. Again, these are for colouring in, alright? So get yourself any sort of pen. You can do it in the, I'm still wearing a witch's hat. You can do it in the Halloween colours. You can do it in your 3 favourite colours. You can do it in any colour you like. But give us a shout and I'll send you some of these. So please get repping. Please follow me. I am Pete Obsolete. I am Obsolete Formats and Pete Obsolete on Instagram. I am Snob Ross on Twitter. I am Obsolete Art Manchester. You are watching the video on there now if you are watching it live. If not, it will be on my YouTube at some point tomorrow. So if you are feeling a little bit spooky but you're not feeling the creative yet, absolutely fine. If you want something to do for tomorrow night, you can just draw some Halloween characters. Please draw with me on the watch back of the Paint with Pete's. And yeah, give us a shout out. All the very best. If you do need to stick your head out the window, go for a walk for 10 minutes because a lot of the news is rather negative these days. Please take that time. Please get back to yourself, have a nice drink of water, get some food. And again, pick a pen up, get some paper. It can be the back of an envelope. It can be the wall, if your parent or guardian is okay with that. It can be jotters, it can be notebooks, it can be anything you want. Just make sure you're drawing or writing or singing or dancing, something creative, right? That's all I want to do. All I want to say for tomorrow. Just be creative and happy Halloween, everybody. Peace and love.